I heard her say it when she thought I was asleep. A whisper, soft, fragile, and deadly. I should have married Brian. The words sliced through the dark like a blade. Quiet, but sharp enough to cut something deep inside me. For a heartbeat, I thought maybe I'd imagined it, that my mind had conjured a cruel dream. But then she shifted beside me, her phone lighting up the ceiling with its faint glow. A small smile played on her lips. Not the weary, distant one I'd grown used to, but a secret smile. I stayed perfectly still, every muscle stiff, my breathing steady in practiced rhythm. But her words kept echoing through me. Brian. That name was a scar I hadn't touched in years. Brian, my college roommate, my closest friend, the one who could make everyone laugh, who always knew what to say. He and Emma had dated once, long before she and I became serious. When they split, she turned to me for comfort. That comfort turned into something I thought was love. Maybe it was. Or maybe I was just the safer choice. The backup plan. The next morning, she moved around the kitchen humming softly, her hair tied up, acting like the night before never happened. "You're quiet today," she said, sliding a mug of coffee toward me. "Didn't sleep much?" I answered. "Nightmares again?" "Something like that." Her phone buzzed on the counter. She snatched it up quickly, too quickly, typing something before tucking it into her pocket. "Work?" I asked, keeping my tone light. "Yeah, just a client thing." But I'd already seen the name flash across the screen. "Brian." I said nothing. Suspicion can twist your mind, turn shadows into monsters. But instinct, it doesn't lie. So I watched, waited, collected the quiet pieces of a truth I didn't want. She began working late, claiming deadlines. She laughed more at her phone, her fingers dancing over the screen. She started wearing perfume again, the same one she wore when we first met. The same one she used to wear for him. Every night, she'd kiss my cheek, distracted, and turn away before I could respond. I'd lie there, staring at her back in the dark, wondering whose name she dreamed about. A week later, the truth arrived with the rain. Saturday morning, she told me she was heading to yoga with Claire. "Mind if I come?" I asked casually. She froze mid-sip. "You, yoga?" "Could use the stretch," I said. She laughed, but her eyes didn't join in. "Maybe next time." When the door closed behind her, I waited 5 minutes, grabbed my keys, and followed. She didn't go to yoga. She drove to the Willow Cafe, the little spot on the edge of town we used to visit before everything between us went quiet. And there he was, Brian, leaning by the window, wearing that same easy grin I once admired. She walked straight to him and hugged him like she'd been holding her breath for years. My chest tightened, not with rage, but disbelief. I sat in my car, watching through the rain-streaked glass as they laughed, leaned in close, fingers brushing across the table. When her hand touched his, I looked away. That was my wife's hand. That night she came home glowing. "How was yoga?" I asked. "Great," she said, kicking off her shoes. "I feel so relaxed." "I bet you do." She missed the edge in my voice. Or maybe she pretended to. Over the next few days, I planned not revenge, but confrontation. I needed her to say it, to confirm the betrayal I already felt in my bones. Friday night, I made her favorite dinner. Candlelight, pasta, red wine, the illusion of normalcy. She smiled, surprised. "What's the occasion?" "Just wanted to do something nice," I said. Her eyes flickered with guilt before she looked away. Halfway through dinner, her phone buzzed. She smiled faintly and flipped it over, face down. I took a slow sip of wine. "How's Brian these days?" Her fork stopped midair. "What? You've been talking to him a lot lately, haven't you?" Her face went pale. "You checked my phone?" "I didn't have to." "You're not exactly subtle." "It's not what you think," she said, her voice shaking. "Then explain." "He's just a friend. We've been catching up." Friends don't hold hands across cafe tables. Tears welled in her eyes. I missed what we had. He makes me feel seen. "You've been distant," I laughed bitterly. "So it's my fault you're cheating?" "I didn't say that," she snapped. I don't know how we got so empty. Brian reminds me of who I used to be." "And what do I remind you of?" I asked. Her gaze fell. "Everything I gave up." Something in me broke then, not from anger, but from understanding. She wasn't mine anymore. Maybe she never truly had been. That night, I sat awake in the silence, listening to the clock tick. Eventually, she came downstairs, eyes red. "Can we talk?" she asked. "Go ahead." "I don't want to lose you, Mark." I just got confused. Brian's not what I want. He's just a reminder. I looked at her, the woman I'd built my life around, and felt an unexpected calm. Do you love him? She hesitated. I don't know. Do you love me? Her silence answered for her. I smiled sadly. Maybe you should figure that out. The next morning, she found her bags packed by the door. Mark, what is this? Space, I said quietly. You said you missed who you used to be. Go find her. Tears filled her eyes. Please, we can fix this. I handed her our wedding photo. Maybe we can, but not like this. She reached for me. Mark, I pulled back gently. You whispered you should have married Brian. Maybe now you can. She left that morning. The house felt heavier without her, but strangely lighter too. For days the silence pressed against me, but beneath the ache, something new stirred. Peace, because betrayal, for all its pain, brings clarity. It shows you who they are and who you became trying to keep them. 2 months later, I got an email from Emma, just a few words. You were right. I should never have said that. I lost the only man who truly loved me. I stared at the screen for a long time, then closed the laptop and stepped outside. The evening sky burned orange, calm and vast. I smiled, not out of bitterness, but acceptance. Because sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for someone who broke you is let them live with what they chose.